All right, darlings, grab your teacups because the Royal Circus just delivered a double feature so deliciously awkward you'll need popcorn. We're not talking about those fluffy sanitized palace press releases. Oh no, honey, we're tearing down the velvet curtains to reveal the real drama unfolding behind those gilded cages. Forget the intricate tapestry. We're talking about a threadbare rug trying desperately to cover up a gaping hole and, frankly, failing spectacularly. This isn't just insight, she makes it, sweetie. It's the unvarnished, gossip-soaked truth about the Windsors' latest PR panic and a father-son showdown that could rival a Shakespearean tragedy if Shakespeare had written for a reality TV show. Now, before we plunge into this glorious mess, if you're sick of the saccharine spin and craving the raw, unfiltered truth that they don't want you to hear, you know what to do. Hit that like button like it's a direct message to the Palace PR team, subscribe as if your life depends on knowing the real tea, and ring that bell. Because unlike some institutions, we actually deliver. Your support, it just proves you're smarter than the average royal watcher, darling. So what's the big story they're peddling this week? Kensington Palace, that grand, leaky vessel of carefully curated blandness, suddenly gifted us with an update. And let me tell you, sweetie, it was amazing work, if by amazing you mean desperate attempt to distract. Because, and this is where the comedy hits, this sparkling gem of an announcement dropped mere hours after something far more substantial, far more juicy, reportedly went down. We're talking about a clandestine, whisper-laden summit between our future king, Prince William, oh, he is royal, bless his heart, and his dear old dad, King Charles III. 1 minute, it's all, look at us, we're saving the world with swimming lessons. The next, it's, Daddy, we need to talk and bring the tissues. The contrast, darlings, is not just stark. It's a full-blown PR disaster trying to cosplay as public service. Let's face it, darlings, Kensington Palace's Instagram account, that digital shrine to all things perfectly poised and passionately purposeful, suddenly burst forth with a captivating video on a Thursday evening. Oh, the drama! It was all about William and Kate's very own philanthropic vehicle, the Royal Foundation, which, let's be real, is essentially their gilded chariot for optics. This foundation, a beacon of lasting change in mental health, don't even get me started on that irony. Early childhood, because they know best how commoners raise their offspring. And environmental conservation, while flying private, obviously, suddenly found a new, utterly unassailable passion. Swimming lessons. And who better to front this monumental, life-saving endeavour than Olympic legend Tom Dean, MBE? Because nothing screams genuine concern for the common folk, like roping in a national hero, a man of actual achievement and excellence, to endorse your latest carefully constructed PR initiative. You can practically hear the palace strategists brainstorming in their marble halls. What's wholesome? What's uncontroversial? Water safety. No one can argue with water safety. The accompanying message, so concise and powerful, it practically writes itself on a motivational poster in a dentist's waiting room. Amazing work happening at a Tom Dean swim school to improve young people's access to a potentially life-saving skill. Delivered with support from the Royal Foundation. Oh, the gravitas! As if these two, who probably haven't seen the inside of a public swimming pool since their childhood photo ops, are personally donning Speedos and giving lessons. It's not about actually getting wet, sweetie. It's about the optics of getting wet. Breaking down barriers? Honey, the only barriers they're breaking down are the ones between their PR department and the public's gullibility. The considerable prestige of the Royal Foundation? Please, that's just a fancy way of saying using the royal brand to make it look like they actually do something concrete. While real heroes like Tom Dean do the actual work, it's all about tangible positive change, isn't it? As tangible as a ghost, I'd say, when compared to the very real, very un-Instagrammable drama simmering just beneath the surface, waiting to erupt. But darling, this is where the plot thickens faster than royal gravy. This utterly uplifting announcement, a veritable puff piece of palace propaganda designed to reassure the masses that all is well, dropped like a lead balloon mere hours after the real scandal started bubbling. Reports, whispered from the deepest corners of the Scottish Highlands, indicated that Prince William, our stoic heir apparent, had jetted off on a swift journey to the majestic and conveniently remote Balmoral. Oh, the urgency! You can just picture him, cape flapping dramatically, arriving at Aberdeen Airport like a very disgruntled James Bond, making his way to that cherished private retreat, aka the Royal Panic Room. Balmoral, the very place where the late Queen Elizabeth II, God rest her soul, finally found some peace away from this lot, now tainted by the sheer drama of it all. This wasn't just a fleeting, "Hello, Daddy." Oh no, sweetie, he was slated to remain for a few days. A few days? Clearly, this was less a father-son chat and more an intervention, a royal summit of epic proportions, designed to iron out whatever creases are threatening to unravel the entire regal tablecloth. Somewhere, a teacup clattered from sheer, unspoken rage. You can almost hear the strained politeness, the thinly veiled accusations, the thud of royal secrets being flung across the antique furniture. This wasn't about solace and reflection. It was about damage control, pure and simple, far from the prying eyes of us mere mortals who actually pay for this spectacle. And honey, did the rumour mill ever grind? It went into overdrive faster than a royal chauffeur trying to escape a paparazzi scrum. Speculation wasn't just swirling, it was a Category 5 hurricane of gossip, all pointing to this crucial meeting as the grand finale where father and son would finally address the reported tensions that have been festering like a forgotten scone in the back of the pantry. We're talking about those delicious whispers that the discord isn't just among the usual hangers-on, but, gasp, between the king himself and his golden boy heir. The British monarchy, bless its stiff upper lip, thrives on an image of unity and stability, like a meticulously arranged floral display trying to hide a crack in the vase. Any hint of discord? Darling, it's not a hint. It's a neon sign flashing dysfunction for the whole world to see. Obviously, a private discussion at Balmoral was the only way to hash out these sensitive conversations, far from the cameras that, let's be honest, thrive on their drama. What exactly these tensions were? Well, sweetie, we can only imagine the bitter tea being spilled. From highly publicised departures, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, to ongoing debates about the future direction, aka, how do we keep this gilded cage from collapsing, it's been a veritable soap opera, a candid exchange between the king and the future king. More like a desperate plea for cohesion, because clearly the ongoing evolution of this institution is proving less evolution and more slow-motion implosion as they struggle to navigate personal relationships with all the grace of an elephant in a china shop. And just when you thought it couldn't get any more gloriously messy, darlings, another layer of pure, unadulterated scandal landed like a ton of bricks, turning this royal summit from important to catastrophic. This whole Balmoral kerfuffle happened smack bang in the middle of a fresh wave of scrutiny for the infamous House of York. You know, the branch that still makes palisades spontaneously combust with anxiety, because obviously, during this very sensitive time, the ghost of Jeffrey Epstein decided to waltz back onto the public stage, dragging Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York, right along with him. Oh, the timing! You can practically hear the collective groan from the royal PR team. The Epstein spectre, a long, dark, utterly repulsive shadow, doesn't just cling to those directly involved. It's like glitter. It gets everywhere, darling, coating the entire institution in a sheen of undeniable sleaze. Sarah Ferguson's past interactions? Please, in light of Prince Andrew's own highly controversial let's not even go there associations, this renewed focus wasn't just amplifying pressure, it was blowing the lid off the entire pressure cooker. Any links, however tangential or historical, as if history just poofs away, to that morally repugnant figure are not just damaging. They're like a wrecking ball to the monarchy's carefully constructed, utterly fake image of integrity and public service. Clearly, King Charles and Prince William, bless their cotton socks, are trying to steer this sinking ship through waters so turbulent, even the Titanic would say, nope. It just proves that public scrutiny, darling, is a relentless beast, and when it comes to the royals, even Aunt Mildred's questionable dinner guests from 30 years ago can resurface at any moment, demanding a response, usually in the form of more swimming lessons, apparently. So, here we are, darlings, staring at a duality so bizarre it could only come from the Windsors. On one perfectly polished hand, we have the proactive and positive work of William and Kate, valiantly teaching children how not to drown. Because that's what defines a monarchy, isn't it? Actively engaging with modern challenges, they say, demonstrating their relevance, like a forgotten antique trying to blend in at a modern art gallery. And on the other, we have the deeply private, potentially fraught discussions, aka a full-blown family meltdown, between a father and son, wrestling with complexities that would make even the most seasoned soap opera writer blush. This fascinating interplay between public pantomime and private catastrophe, between outward-facing philanthropy, read, photo ops with children, and inward-looking introspection, read, furious shouting behind closed doors, isn't just defining the modern monarchy, it's defining its slow, agonizing demise. They're not balancing a united front, sweetie. They're juggling flaming chainsaws while wearing blindfolds, hoping no one notices the growing pile of ashes. The timing of that Kensington Palace update, please? Deliberate, or perhaps coincidental? Let's be real. It was a smokescreen so thick you could cut it with a ceremonial sword. It wasn't reassurance. It was a desperate attempt to shove a glittering bauble in your face while the foundations crumble. Resilience and adaptability. More like stubborn refusal to acknowledge the inevitable as they desperately cling to tradition while simultaneously trying to look relevant. The future of this monarchy doesn't hinge on grand ceremonies. It hinges on whether these crucial private conversations involve actual solutions or just more expensive wallpaper for the crumbling castle. Honestly, who needs reality TV when you have these lot? Was this subtle attempt to shift focus a stroke of genius,